do this. What's up, guys? Quadrant here, going to be bringing you a noob's guide to dominating with Phoenix. Now, I am going to be utilizing a random pub star. I don't know who he is. Apparently, he is at Swagny with a smiley face. That is his name. He's got a funky little face going on there. I don't think that's him. It's probably just a goofy ball face they picked off the internet. But he plays exclusively Phoenix, alright? If you look at this, he has one sniper game in a co-op bot match, and then a lich game, and then Phoenix for 5 pages, all ranked. And he is in a he was in the same game as Wegamama. That's how I found him. And Wegamama has a 6.2k ranking, so this guy has at least a 5k ranking minimum. All right, so we're gonna be looking at one of his Phoenix games. This is a random Phoenix game that I pulled off of the list, and I had no clue if they win or lose or what happens. So let us go ahead and hop into the game. I do know that he at least has a decent stat score. That's all I know going in, so that doesn't mean that he doesn't do terrible. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Now, let's go ahead and just start this off. I'm going to go ahead and just play the game through his player perspective. Now, let's talk about Phoenix's skills right off the bat. He is a strength damage nuke dealer, and it does a lot of his damage over time with a supernova nuke. And then also, he has kind of a disable in terms of his attack speed, so he can kind of really mess with carries farm, as well as carries during team fights. So let's go ahead and just go over his abilities. All right, so first ability, Icarus Dive. This costs Phoenix 15% HP. And he will dive for 1400 radius, which is about the 2/3 of the length of the screen. You managed to find Guts here. Looks like they're going to be kind of dancing back and forth. He's playing pretty aggressively here. He doesn't know if there's going to be more backup. I'm a little bit surprised at how aggressive he's playing here. They both grab Tango so they can get their HP regen up. And looks like Broodmother, oh yeah, she usually levels net, so they were kind of fighting for jockeying for position to see if they can drop the ward. That's a decent spot for the ward. It's going to be pretty easily dewarded, but it does give vision into behind the tower area for him and his teammates. All right, so let's go over his abilities. I'll try not to be distracted by the gameplay. All right, so Icarus Dive. You dive forward. You can stop yourself at any point in time. You can use items while you're Icarus diving. You can use... it does damage over damage per second during the time while you're diving. It burns for 4 seconds. The dive itself lasts for only 2, so they will be burning for 2 seconds after you come back. Now you can, like I said, you can use items. So for example, you can use a Shivas while you're diving to do lots of damage over a big area AoE to catch more enemy heroes or creeps or whatever. You can use like a sheep, for example, or you can use any of your other abilities. So as you're diving, you can be throwing out your fire spirits. They're playing pretty aggressively here, going after this Broodmother. This might be First Blood, and there is First Blood going towards Dire there. That's a pretty ugly start for a Broodmother. All right, so Fire Spirits. They decrease attack speed by 80, 100, 120, and 140 seconds. They last for 4 seconds when you land them on someone, and you get 4 spirits total that you can throw out, and they last on you as a hero for 16 seconds. So that means you can have 100% uptime of burn damage on someone if you time them absolutely perfectly, which would be really like impossible to do. It looks like we have a Bounty Hunter rotating in with a DD rune. Holy crap, look at that damage. Great damage coming out from the Bounty. Wow, okay, so using that Icarus Dive to jump up, using the hold button to stop movement forward, and throwing out the, the Fire Spirits to do damage. Now, using the Fire Spirits does cost HP. So, both of these cost HP. Now, the Icarus Dive costs no mana, has a 36-second cooldown, though, and he might be in trouble. He doesn't have an Icarus Dive right now. He gets caught out in a big way. So, a little bit over-aggression coming out from the Phoenix here. Swagny Nib. And Fire Spirits costing 80 mana as well as 15% HP cost. So you've got to, usually you go for Tranquils, and that's why he's got this Ring of Protection. He's going to be able to turn that into Tranquils as soon as he gets the gold. Alright, so just looking at the Fire Spirits again. At max level, they do 75 burn damage per second. So if you time it right, you're going to be doing 140 attack speed slow. For the full 16-second duration, if you time it perfectly again. And then you can also, you'll be doing that burn damage. More importantly, you can use this right before you pop into your Supernova. And if you can land your fire spirits on the people, you swoop in, you throw your fire spirits on whoever you're attacking, right? And then you supernova. The supernova can be destroyed through attacks. And he's popping his fire spirits here, doing some harassing. He did use more fire spirits as he flew in there, if you guys didn't catch that. So the supernova, basically you drop your fire spirits on someone, right? And then as you, like, say these two people right here, you drop your fire spirits on them, and then you drop in your supernova, and they're not going to be able to attack you fast enough. Wow, this broodmother's feeding pretty hardcore. But basically the fire spirits will enable your supernova to go off because their attack speed is going to be so slow that they're not going to be able to do anything. Now, another thing about the fire spirits is that some heroes without high attack speed will be locked in place because when you slow their attack speed and they right-click you, they'll just be standing there in the attack animation just for forever and ever. And sometimes, like, if they have a really slow attack speed and you drop in the fire spirit on someone, they will be sitting there attacking you for literally 3 seconds. Phoenix getting caught out here. Nice play, and he's dead though. The Sand King overextends. So Phoenix does get the gold, doesn't get the XP, and he is going to be picking up the boots there. He's not going to be buying the Tranquil boots, even though he could technically have had them there. Instead he picks up 2 TP scrolls, which is pretty important to always have a second one. And it's more important at this point in the game to just get XP than to buy your Tranquils. Sometimes you'll see players just buy their shit, and sorry for the language, but I don't really care on this channel. If you're offended, you probably shouldn't be playing Dota. That's my opinion. Alright, so anyway, alright, so we are looking at, Tranquils are great. Wow, the fire spirit damage, and he can just be really aggressive. Look at that. And he's dead. And the fire spirit's just doing so much damage over time, and then Phoenix being really smart, knowing when he can be aggressive. Oh, great dodge with the sandstorm there. Coming out from the Sand King. The Broodmother would have definitely picked up the kill there. And oh, the Broodmother. Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay, so the creeps pick up the damage on the Sand King. Sand King being too aggressive for sure, thinking he might be able to pick up the Broodmother, but the Broodmother having a really good HP regen on the net, plus having the Tango and the Soul Ring. Looks like, so he's got Tranquils now, so he's not as afraid of spamming his spells, right? Wow, look at that damage. He almost killed him from a distance there. Holy cow. That is so much damage. Alright, so the third ability, Sunray, is a HP cost per second that you cast. It costs 36% of your HP because it lasts for 6 seconds. You do 30 damage per second. If you can keep it on somebody, that's quite a bit of damage. And then it also reduces their max HP as damage. Okay? Pretty freaking awesome. And it does heal teammates, I believe. I'm not sure how much it heals them. Here I have to try to read it, but I can't. Oh my goodness, Sand King dropping the ulti, and Phoenix getting caught out. Alright, so now that he's dead, I'm gonna go ahead and switch to free look here. Broodmother camping the Sand King to see if he can catch him when he comes out. Using a nuke. He should be able to get it. No! He could have popped out and killed him for sure. Alright, so going back to the Phoenix here. I need to get the... Alright, so the Sunray, a huge beam of light that costs its own life energy. The beam damages enemies for a percentage of their life and heals allies for half of the amount. So damage 30 per second and HP for 4%. So it'll heal you for 2% and 15% at max level. So you can use it to save a teammate. You can use it to pick off. It has a really far range, 1300 range. It's almost the entire length of the screen. The vertical length of the screen is about the distance that it goes. Now, so that means, all right, and keep in mind the fire spirits have an insane range too. It's look at that circle. It's already outside the screen. So basically, if you can see them on your screen, you can almost always land a fire spirit on them. So that means that you can swoop in, you can throw out a fire spirit, and you can go. You can throw out a fire spirit. You can swoop in, throw out a fire spirit, and then use your Sunray from such an insane distance. So you can pick it. You can snipe kills off with the Phoenix. I hope we get to see him do that a couple times, where he just initiates from an insane distance, or maybe gets a last hit on a hero. Like right here, look at how far he comes in there, and look, he's just gonna try to keep the burn damage up, and there it goes. The burn damage now at level... He's just got level 4. He didn't have level 4 before that. But 75 damage per second is an incredible amount of damage coming out. Total, if you do all 16 seconds worth of damage... I'm just going to do the math really quick because that is a lot of damage. 1 second, guys. 16 times 75 is... Clear. 16 times 75... is 1,200 damage. If you land all of your spirits properly, you can do 1,200 damage to one hero. So just the power of kiting somebody, using your fire spirits on them. And whoa, look at this. Dropping into the supernova at a distance there. Really smart. And they have their own sentry ward here, so not able to dodge the Broodmother. But the zoning that he did there was great. He jumped in front of the Sand King. The Sand King could not go back to tower, otherwise he would have died. Forcing him to go back towards Broodmother. And just really costing him a lot. Dropping... He should jump... Why not the fire spirits? He's not using... Wait, oh. He already had the fire spirits. Oh, because he used the fire spirits... He used the fire spirits before going into the supernova. Alright. And then when he came out of supernova, supernova refreshes all of your abilities, okay? And so he had fire spirits, he TP'd bottom, used the fire spirits on the Windrunner, and then he could use fire spirits again because there's normally a 30-second cooldown on them. But because he had used supernova to refresh it, he still had the fire spirits. And I thought that the fire spirits were released whenever your supernova went off, but apparently not, because that was really cool. And a creative use of his ultimate there. Taking and really extending out the amount of damage that you can do with it. Now, it's very interesting to me that he's not leveling Sunray at all. And I think the reason is that the first two abilities just scale so well, and you really don't have that much mana. Because this does cost mana as well. And in addition, Sunray probably scales much better to late game, whereas these two skills in the front, they do burn damage over time. They don't scale into the late game very well. Once they have 5k HP, let's say on a Pudge, for example, this is an extreme example, but a 5k HP on a Pudge, 75 burn damage per second is not that much. But when you do 4% damage per second with the Sunray on a really high HP target, you'll do way more damage per second. So getting the early initial levels, look at that, the jump in, the supernova. The burn. He also did the burn damage on the Alchemist, if you'll notice. He dropped the fire spirits right before going into the supernova, not allowing them to, not even allowing them to attack. Basically, for those 4 seconds, they can't attack you. They'll take forever to attack you. So, really great use of the stuff overall. Oh, wait. I think I got that messed up. No, I'm pretty sure that the ultimate does use up your fire spirits. Whenever you use your ultimate, whatever fire spirits you still have left are immediately disengaged right underneath you. But he had already activated his fire spirits. That's why it didn't show a cooldown. It was at the stage where, hey, you're supposed to cast your fire spirits, saying, hey, press W to throw it out. So I got that messed up a little bit. That's okay. Not a big deal. So we're going to be looking at what he's going to go next. It looks like he's going to be going for a Veil of Discord. In the game he played against Wagamama, he went for a Veil. He went Tranquil Boots into Veil, and I think that is a pretty good option. I really think it is. And the reason being, so much of his early game damage is centered around magical damage over time, and increasing that damage is incredibly helpful. All right, so let's see if he can snipe this Windrunner. Drops it in, zooms back out, and picks up the Wind Ranger from a distance. He might even live through this. No, he's dead. He's dead. Okay, it was still a great play. I love that. That was awesome. So if you could pull that off and live, that would be awesome. Now imagine, let's say there's like 3 heroes that are low, right? You swoop in. Blink, blink, blink. Drop fire spirits. Go back out to safety. It would be pretty awesome. Now, one thing to keep in mind with that swoop that he's got, let's see here, Icarus Dive, is that you can be stunned while you're diving. So you got to be really careful when you use it. And this Invoker is dead. Go back. Okay, right now he's watching. We're watching through his perspective, right? He's about to respawn. And I'll just switch to free camera for this action, so I don't want him to, I don't want to miss out on it. Looks like so his Broodmother is diving pretty hard. This Alchemist, though, just so tanky. Oh, he does end up getting picked off. And we'll go back to player perspective and look at the Supernova placement. Really nice Supernova placement. Stunned. Fire Spirits going on, and he's trying to survive here. He doesn't want to overcommit, if at all possible. He may have, though. Depends if they have a follow-up stun. Invoker coming in, probably on the Cold Snap, I would imagine. Tornado. EMP. And he attempts to use the Sun Ray there. I'm not sure why. It's not like it's going to do that much damage to the Windrunner. Maybe it's because his other abilities were on cooldown. It was his only option to potentially do damage. But I don't think that he really had much of a chance there to do much. So this Phoenix player is very aggressive, if you haven't noticed. Willing to trade his life for someone else's, no problem. And Bounty Hunter playing very aggressive as well. And I like his play overall. The Bounty Hunter has played pretty well, in my opinion, this game. Morphling going aggressive on Sand King here. And the Morphling baits out the concoction from Alchemist, and then just zips over to his illusion. His replicate, technically. It's a type of illusion. Zipping in with Icarus Dive, using the Fire Spirits to do burn damage, and look at that damage. Oh, those two are like half HP. Look at this Phoenix. Look at that burn damage. And the distance on that. That is such an insane distance. I mean, let's see here. It costs him 6%. Does 1% damage on the Alchemist right there. Alchemist has probably, what, a little over 1,000 HP. 1% of that. 10 damage. So he does like 25-ish. That's not that much damage yet. But when he gets up to level 4... Alright, let's just theoretically say someone has 2k HP, which is pretty realistic for a strength carry like Alchemist in the mid-game here. Very nice play. The 4% on 2k HP. I can't do math in my head while I'm watching this. Another looks like a pretty good ultimate coming up from the Supernova. Stuns both of them. And going to be doing some burn damage. And I think that Windrunner is dead. Yeah, the Wind Ranger just goes down to the burn damage. I don't think he has what he takes to take down this Alchemist. The Alchemist can just regen through that damage over time, no problem. Alright, so we're talking 2,000 HP. We're talking 4%, so times 0.04. That's 80 damage per second, plus the 30 that he gets on top of that. So against a 2,000 HP target, he does 110 damage per second. That is pretty good. That is pretty good. Now against Alchemist, who regens so much per second, not as good as it could be. Bounty Hunter and Broodmother picking up the Sand King. And just gets the track off right before he goes into Sandstorm. This Bounty Hunter playing so aggressive. Actually, I really like it. And they do have a Sentry Ward there. Bounty Hunter thinking that if he didn't go out of invisibility, he'd be safe. But nope. Nope. Bounty overcommits and gets picked off for it. Alright, so going back to the Phoenix play. TPing top here. I love the Phoenix model. If you haven't noticed, it's just an incredibly artistic model here. Oh, I've got to go to free camera if I want to go to... go Phoenix. Why did it go to Broodmother? There we go. Alright. Look at this. Just look at that. It's beautiful. Seriously, that looks amazing. Alright, let's go back to player perspective. And apparently not shook. There we go. Okay. That's kind of a weird bug there, where it didn't really do anything. So so just looking at what he's doing here, he's hiding in the trees, not letting the enemy team know that he is there. I think they may try to Mirana ult into the forest here. It'd probably be, I think it would be pretty smart to try to go get a pick off right now. But what they don't know is that Dire actually has a ward there on the high ground. So they are aware of Radiant's movements. Goes in, Pops the Supernova. I think he missed the Supernova location just by a little bit. He should have done it a little bit higher. So a little bit of misplay, not too big a deal. The zoom in from, oh, the Windrunner. He does miss. He does miss the Fire Spirits on the Windrunner, but that's okay. Still managed to pick up the Sand King, and the it looks like it was a 3-for-1 in exchange overall, so quite a good exchange for Radiant in that battle. And they are winning by a fair margin, 29-17. Let's go ahead and take a look at the kill death really quick. And 7-6 for Swagniby. The Bounty Hunter 7-3. Morphling 4-2. So let's go and take a look at the net worth. That's really going to tell the tale of the game, I think, is the net worth. And wow. Look at that. Every single Radiant player is higher than every single Dire player. That's amazing. That's kind of a neat tactic, using this to farm both camps. The Icarus, the Sunray, sorry. Now, let's talk about his ultimate. Let's talk about what exactly it does. So, you transform into a burning sun that scorches enemy in a huge area. You do 60 damage per second at level 180, 100 for the next 2 levels. And when you pop out after 6 seconds, you will do a 1.5 second stun, 2 second stun, 2.5 second stun, and this will be combined with basically, it combines really, really well with like a Tidehunter ulti or a Warlock ulti, something like that, where it keeps everybody in place for a short period of time. It also helps to, have that Shivas up, right? Because once you have Shivas, you can slow everybody down, make it so they can't get away as easily. So basically, to counter the Supernova, you have to attack it 5 times, 7 times, or 10 times, depending on the level. And then it'll just kill Phoenix. Phoenix will straight up die. It looks like Broodmother has the Orchid now. Look at that. Again, burn damage coming out from the Phoenix. And he was getting pretty low, down to 500 HP, so he pops into the ulti form. And when you pop into ulti form and you pop out, all your spells are off of cooldown. And look at that, swooping in, throwing out the fire damage. And he's at full HP again, full HP and mana. Which is really important, right? Whenever you're considering this ultimate, you got to consider, you want to try to maximize the potential, right? So you don't really want to do it when you're at full HP. If possible, you want to kind of bait out the enemy team into going on you, for example, and then right before you die, you pop out the Supernova, or you drop your Fire Spirits and pop out the Supernova, and all of a sudden their attack speed's gone, and they can't finish you off. And like I said, it works really well when you can have your teammates distracting them, or slowing them, or stunning them, so that way your Supernova does burn damage, and also when you come out, you stun the crap out of the other team. So... and it looks like he has Shiva's queued up, ready to go. Let's go ahead and take a peek around at everyone's items and item choices. Bounty Hunter going for the Sange. He might be going for the... I believe... This could be a Sange and Yasha. It's probably most likely Sange and Yasha, but could be a Heaven's Halberd as well. Oh, it looks like Phoenix getting some action here, going on the Sand King. And I think the Sand King's just dead. Yep, the burn damage. Too much to handle. Invoker overstepping his bounds again. I think this game is basically over. I don't think that there's anything that Dire can do to really come back when their when their most farmed hero is the Sand King. You have issues. And all right, so just looking at the item choices again. Bounty Hunter going for drums into Sange and Yasha. Probably this might be again Heaven's Halberd. Heaven's Halberd would be great for shutting down. Probably the Alchemist, if the Alchemist ever were to get farmed. Also, it increases your survivability a lot on Bounty Hunter. I'm a big fan of Heaven's Halberd, if you haven't noticed. If you listen to my commentary, you'll hear me talk about Heaven's Halberd and how good it is. It really is good. Phoenix going aggressive. Supernovaing into the burn damage there. And wow, look at that. Look at that damage. Imagine if he had been stunned or nuked at all by Bounty Hunter, he would have died. Utilizing the... upgraded the newly given cooldowns on his stuff to jump past the tower and do massive damage to that Sand King. Not enough to finish him off. Using that Sunray on the stationary target, I believe you can hold fire the Sunray, so if you want to stop attacking, you can. So you don't have to attack for the full 6-second duration. You usually just hit the stop button, which is by default I think the H key for hold. If it's not, I remapped it to H, so my hold button is definitely that. Alright, so just looking at, he's almost got enough now for the Mystic Staff, which he just got. And let's take a look at the Morphling. Morphling going straight for the, probably the E-Blade for the shotgun build. The shotgun build on Morphling doing, you can kind of do a burst of around 700, 600, 700, depending on how much you morph into agility. But E-Blade can do a tremendous amount of damage, especially once you get like a Dagon or some more agility items to be able to morph more fully into the agility. And so if you don't know what the shotgun build on Morphling is, basically you get this E-Blade right here, and you morph to agility, which he's right now. He's super morphed to agility right now. 160 damage, 169 agility right now. And then you Ethereal Blade, and then you do your Adaptive Strike, and you do tons of damage right there. You saw the E-Blade coming out, and wow, look at that damage. This game is basically over. So but then this Ethereal Blade puts you and your target into ethereal form, which increases the magic damage that you both take, and it also prevents either of you from right-clicking. So you don't really want to do this to your target if you're trying to right-click him down or your team is entirely focusing him. But basically, yes. And then let's see here. It doesn't say here that it actually increases the magic damage, but I believe Ghost Form increases magic damage. I could be wrong on that, so just a little disclaimer there. But wow, look at this, 530 HP this late into the game. He's going full on agility, and keep in mind he used his Replicate there very smartly to go back, regen, and then hop back into the fight. Phoenix now has the Mystic Staff, and of course he has the completed Veil of Discord, which, if I haven't mentioned that, he has had that for some time. Looks like he's coming back to base just to get his mana up. Phoenix does have some mana issues if he spams his abilities to the max level, and basically you'll, like, if you use these 3 times, right, you're gonna have most of your mana gone. And so if you're using your Fire Spirits to farm or what have you, and he's going to Icarus. Okay, I was gonna say if they're still fighting, he's gonna Icarus Dive, Fire Spirits, and maybe even Supernova there, but wasn't necessary. His teammates cleaning up just fine without him. Let's hop on to the Mirana here. Mirana went Linken's into Yasha, so went for the more survivable Mirana build. Mirana's also level 18. Is that the highest level in the game? Yes. Mirana level 18, so she's got a lot of extra HP just from that level advantage that she has. And Broodmother going for the... What? A Shadow Blade on Broodmother? What? Okay, well the Shadow Blade will help give her more boost, or help give her more burst damage potential. Mirana picking up another kill. Looks like they're going in here. And it looks like he Supernova'd a little bit late. The Phoenix burn damage. Holy crap. And Invoker unable to finish him off. And of course, able to immediately get back out again. That's awesome. You dive in with Icarus. You Supernova, you drop your Fire Spirits, and then you drop your Fire Spirits, then you Supernova, right? Because you don't want them to have attack speed while they attack your Supernova. And then you pop it, stun them, Icarus dive out. It's like, chill bros, I just killed your buddy, and then I'm peacing out. So, sayonara. Pretty awesome little thing you can do with Phoenix there. I don't know what this icon is for. Maybe this is when he's going into his ulti form or something, because you drop your Fire Spirits by pressing this over and over again. Phoenix looks like he's just... Phoenix is just farming it up while his teammates do a little bit of fighting back here. We'll just keep an eye on the fighting for now. So yeah, the Bounty Hunter did go for the Sange and Yasha. And the Broodmother going on the Windrunner, being a little too aggressive, one might say. Dodging the arrow with the Force Staff. This Mirana now has just a tremendous amount of attack speed. Not a tremendous amount, but a good amount of attack speed. She's obviously an agility hero, so as she levels up, she gets a good agility gain. which helps her damage and attack speed. But Mirana tends to not be that dominant of a right clicker. Not without a lot of items like a Desolator MKB or maybe a Deso crit or something like that. But most people usually go for Manta and more for the annoying build, the attack speed build, such as double Maelstrom or Millennium or something like that. I don't know. It's a fun build. I've seen Waga do it a few times where he just goes for 4 Maelstroms, and it's just hilarious because he's always doing lightnings. And look at this! He's diving into the fountain! What? Oh, that's hilarious! Oh my goodness, look at that! Look at that burn damage! The burn damage coming out from the Phoenix and the Sunray, showcasing how much damage you can do there. Just one Sunray doing tremendous damage to that Sand King. It was 30 times. Oh wait. I think this button might have to do with your Sunray. Utilizing and changing your Sunray, maybe stopping it, or I'm not sure. Let's see if he uses the Sunray again here. Looks like they're going to be doing a little fountain farming here. Oh, wait. Sunray. That's why it does more damage than I was anticipating. When he comes off here, I'm using this. I'm going to take a look at this. So, damage scales up to twice the initial damage as the beam fires. So it'll do up to 8% damage and 60 damage per second. So you're talking about potentially 200 damage per second on a 2k HP target. That is pretty awesome, actually. Alright, this... I'm pretty sure we're going to see him use this Sunray one more time. If we do not... Let's see here. Yeah, we're going to get to see him use it one more time, and I'll get to see what this passive does. It's activated whenever he's using the Sunray. So let's see him use it here. He did not use it. Alright, so we're going to go back for 1 second here.
The evil dude's base is getting owned.
Alright, use your Sunray here. Okay. Toggle movement. Toggle slow forward movement during Sunray. Oh, so you can move forward while you're doing the Sunray. That's what it's about. Okay. Alright, so there you go. That's what that does. I'm glad I figured that out right before the end here. Alright, well guys, that's it for the Phoenix game. As far as item pickups go, I think going with the Veil of Discord plus Shiva's Guard is a great initial pickups. And then as far as the follow-ups go, a Rod of Atos is great. Maybe a Radiance if you're going... maybe. You do double your burn damage during Supernova if you have a Radiance. But obviously the Supernova's burn radius is larger than the actual Radiance, but it would potentially do a lot of team fight damage if you had a Radiance. So if you're just snowballing like crazy, I could see maybe a Radiance pickup. Also maybe a Heart. I think a Heart would also be pretty good. Just make you more tanky, and then you can bait out that a Heart, maybe a Blade Mail. So the Heart would be great for if you've got you're being focused a lot, then you can drop into your Supernova right before you die every time. And then also Blade Mail would be great in that you're doing damage over time for a lot of your spells. And so if you can outlive your opponent and use Blade Mail at the right time, you can oftentimes do double the damage to them. And so Blade Mail would be great, and Blade Mail Heart would also be really great. So guys, that's it for the Noob's Guide to Dominating with Phoenix. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me feedback down below and subscribe if you enjoyed it. You can feel free to like me, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and obviously subscribe. Also Twitch, I do stream every now and then. I don't stream Dota as much, but I'm probably going to be doing that in the future. So feel free to subscribe to that as well, or follow me on that as well. Anyway guys, without further ado, Quadron signing out. I will see you guys very soon.